If you thought Amazon was done releasing new products and new features this year, you got another thing coming because we just saw the Echo Show 15 and the Halo View Band go on sale for pre-order. Both of those would show up around December 8th if you put in an order now. Plus, Amazon released a whole lineup without much fanfare of these new Amazon Basics smart switches. There's a couple of different configurations of these, but these work with Amazon's voice assistant and are relatively inexpensive. Now, they also released a new or re-released version of the Echo 4th generation. This is called Product Red. It's obviously very red because people like big red balls in their home. But seriously, this looks really great in my Christmas light setup that I have going on here. Now, Ring also released a new pan and tilt mount for the Ring stick-up cam, and yes, it is totally motorized, so you can adjust it using their app. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and yes, I do realize that this is the day after Black Friday here in North America, so I put a number of the best Black Friday sales. I didn't want to bombard you with 100. Those are down in the description. These are the best ones I found this year because some things are not real sales in this world today. The first new feature I want to tell you about did not work when I first tried it. I actually stuck this Echo 4th generation in my kitchen, and as I entered into the space, I wanted a number of my lights to turn on, and I just wanted this to speak to me because that helps me understand when the routine ran. But it really didn't work there, and I think for a lot of people, this new occupancy sensing feature on the Echo 4th generation and the Echo Dot 4th generation is not working well. But I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Now, when you go into routines and you create a new routine, then you go into when this happens, you will find the smart home section, and eventually you will find the name of your Echo or Echo Dot. The Echoes have a couple of triggers now that you can use for routines, and one of those is this new occupancy sensing or occupancy detection. You can detect whether people are in a space or not in a space, and you get to pick whichever one as the trigger for your routine. The other tip is that, you probably don't want this detection to happen in the middle of the night. So make sure you put a little bit of a time restriction on those routines as well. Otherwise, it actually starts to work pretty well. And in any sort of enclosed or smaller space, I'm finding it really good now.
Thank you.
I want to show you a new feature inside of routines that's really powerful for diagnosing when you're having problems like this. And you can see there is a brand new tab right here called Activity inside of our routines. And it's a little hard for me to hit, but this shows the list and the time of when all of your routines ran. What's more is you can tap in to go into view all activity, and it shows all the different times that this specific routine was triggered and ran. And speaking of using sound technology, well, we have a couple of new sound detection features. So when you go into that as a trigger within routines, you're going to see both appliances beeping and water sounds available as new beta detection options. Let's be honest and just say that most of us use our Echo speakers to play music and not a lot of other things, but there's actually a new feature for that is really powerful. You can stand in front of any Echo or Echo Show device today and ask Miss A to move my music here. This is extended even further in a couple of ways though. You can say move my music to a group that you have in the application. So you can say move my music to the living room, and all of the speakers there will then pick up and start playing. But it gets even better if you have the Echo Buds or an Amazon Echo Auto. Once those are paired with your phone, you're able to ask the Amazon Miss A application to move your music there, and then it will transfer to those Echo Buds or that Echo Auto as well. You can also do this in a simpler way. If you can't remember that command, you can just simply pause on speaker 1 and then resume on speaker 2. I caught that. That was pretty good, hey? I'm really excited to bring you guys a full buying guide for the different Fire TVs and the different Fire TV sticks available today to really help you narrow down on which one is the right one. If that's available already, because it's not as I record this video, the link is down below. You can check that out. But if you've been using Netflix for a while, you kind of know they have this little roulette type feature where they'll recommend something that they think you will like. And if you like that service, well, then you'll like the ability on your Fire TV stick to just ask for Netflix to play something. It will directly access that feature and give you a suggestion. One of the most popular services if you own a Fire TV is Prime Video, and if you own a Mac as well, you can now get the Prime Video application there. That allows you to AirPlay as well. And while you're in the app, if you're there on a Thursday night, you might want to watch a little bit of NFL football, and you can actually do that at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. They have kickoff for Thursday night football, and you can ask on your Fire TV to watch the game. This only requires a Prime subscription with Amazon, not Prime Video or Prime anything else, just Prime. What's really interesting is you can actually click up on the remote and you'll get some real-time stats as well. So a little bit of added bonus for watching on the Fire TV platform. And just because I know a lot of you like wasting your life away, TikTok is available on the Fire TVs in both the US and Canada. And actually, guys, I'm gonna tell you, I noticed there's a lot of dual releases in the US and Canada for lots of features. So Amazon is working on becoming more international with their new feature releases. There's a new feature that could totally change how you interact with your Echo Show 10. And as I make this video today, this is the only device that it works with, but it could change over time. Now, this feature was announced a long time ago, and what you're going to do with your Echo Show 10 is number one, have the camera open, and number two, ask Miss A to join the conversation. Then you'll find a blue ring, and the first time you do this, they give you a bit of a walkthrough of how the new feature works, but you get this blue ring around the screen, which means Amazon's voice assistant is constantly listening to your conversation. Then what happens is you can actually turn to the device and just speak. You don't need to use the wake word anymore, and it will respond. And they're trying to recognize when it is you're speaking to the voice assistant, and then they will join the conversation with some piece. Now, what I really liked about it is Amazon was kind of going on about something I had asked, and I just said stop, and it stopped. And I liked that I could kind of turn in and out. It's still a little bit awkward, and you guys might not want to use it all the time, but I think if you're having a good debate with someone, it's a really great way to try it out. The other thing is you'll need to know how to stop that mode because you don't necessarily want it listening. That's just a leave the conversation command and it will return it to normal. Many of you will have seen my quick review of the Echo Frames. This was the first generation device, and unfortunately those ones don't have some of these new updates, but the second generation actually got a lot that will be very powerful for those. You can now change the wake word using all of the different Amazon commands. There's a new sleep mode that activates when you turn them over, an improved automatic volume adjustment that'll work better when there's ambient noise changes in the space, and there's even a top contact feature that allows you to, just through touching the frames, call the most important person in your life. Plus, Amazon has told us that on iOS, SMS will be available through those frames. So very powerful stuff coming to those, giving more reason to look at them. Now, I know I said earlier, most of us are just using our Echoes and Echo Shows to play music, and that's probably true for you. Of course, you can do a lot more with those, and it doesn't take a lot of time. It's not very hard. You can get these things working the way you want. And you can see my screen is not sitting here rotating, and that's one of the big benefits of watching our hidden tips and tricks video on the Echo Shows that's available up on screen. You'll be able to do a ton more with those devices in a very short time. So go check that out. Otherwise, thanks for watching today, and of course, don't hate, automate.